The business of coaching. Based on the number of questions we receive at the Catalyst Coaching Institute about this topic, it's a big deal to you. Whether you're an experienced coach or maybe you're just pondering this as a possibility in your career, it seems to be a struggle, an area of great interest. So today we want to provide you with a running start to building your business. In this episode of Coaching Conversations, we're going to hone in on the concept of a business vision. Now, you're already well aware of the power of a clear personal vision when it comes to your clients and hopefully your own life. If you're not, we did a brief video and we'll link to it down below, as well as a more extensive podcast episode on the topic. And you can dig into those if you want to kind of go back to that. If you haven't clarified that personal vision, I want to encourage you to hit the pause button. Go back and do that first, because that is going to drive a significant aspect of the vision that you form for your business. If we don't have part A, part B is much more difficult. Now, for the purposes of today, I'm going to assume you've already clarified that aspect, and I'm going to focus in on the business piece. By the way, if you're sitting there wondering, who is this guy and what does he know about business? That's a fair question. It's a good question to ask in an age when anyone can pop a video up on YouTube. My name is Dr. Bradford Cooper. I'm with the Catalyst Coaching Institute. And if you want to dig into if you like details, you can just pop onto LinkedIn and you can just look at my profile there. But for the purposes of today, just briefly, I've got a pair of master's degrees. One is an MBA, as well as a PhD in psychology. I've worked as an executive for a Fortune 500 company, and I've started a few companies. Now, probably the thing that's much more valuable than all of what I just said is that we launched our own health and wellness company way back in 2007. We've made a lot of mistakes along the way. We've struggled along the way. We now serve tens of thousands of clients over that time. And doggone it, there are a lot of things I wish I would have known as we were going through the process that would have made it a lot smoother. So I'm hoping that this time here helps you to avoid some of those struggles with this business of coaching series. Now, back to the vision component. There are 4 legs to the stool when you're forming a vision for your business. It's really easy, and I get it, it's really easy to skip over these 4 elements. I see it all the time. Individuals just want to jump in and start, and then a year later they come back to these 4, realizing they're pretty important if you want a lasting, effective business. Now, good news, you already have the first of the 4 dialed in, and that's the what. If you're here as a wellness coach or you're thinking about going that route, that's your business. You're going to have a wellness coaching business. So let's go on to leg number 2, the why. This is your driver. Folks, we're all unique, and that's what makes this process so important. I'll give you some examples that we often hear from those who are pursuing their certification or continuing education through the Catalyst Coaching Institute, and then take those and think in your own life, is there a match? So impact. That's a big aspect for a lot of people. They've seen how health and wellness pursuits have made such a big difference, maybe in their own life or maybe someone close to them, and they want to have an opportunity to have that kind of an impact on the lives of others more consistently. The second one is kind of a close cousin of that. It's passion and growth. It's a little more personal. You simply love health and wellness, performance. It's important to you. It lights your fire, pops you out of bed in the morning. Thinking about the opportunity to pursue a career and maybe even run your own business where you get to focus on this stuff and expand your knowledge base as you're going through it, that gets your juices flowing. So maybe it's that one. Maybe it's finances. Maybe you've grown tired of depending on the leadership decisions or the market changes that are involved in working for a big organization. Maybe you're looking to run your own business so you can have more control over the financial aspects. That's a significant why for a lot of people when they want to start their own business. Or maybe it's freedom. This is a big part of the equation for a lot of folks when they look at starting their own business. You want more freedom over your schedule. Now, before you take this too far and think, hey, this is going to be great, it'll be like a 365-day-a-year vacation, remember the old saying, about running your own business. It does allow you to work part-time. You get to choose which 12 hours a day you're going to work. But yes, the flexibility can be a very big why. It certainly was for us. Our kids were growing up as we started our business, and it allowed us to get out of the office, to see the kids' events. It allowed us to see the gymnastics meets, the singing performances, the cross-country meets, things like that. We might then work all day Saturday because we were gone on a Thursday afternoon, but we really enjoyed that freedom to choose. And maybe that's you. Or maybe you're looking to do something 10, 20 hours a week as a supplement, or maybe a future retirement type plan. Your coaching business allows you to do that if you structure it effectively, but we got to figure that out coming in. So how about you? What is that why? Folks, this is not a throwaway question. I know you've heard it before, but it is key here out of the gate. And it will be your buoy when times are tough. And I can promise you one thing about running a business: there will be tough times. So we've got the what. We've talked about the why. Now it's time for the third leg of the vision stool. The who. This is your competitive advantage. Things like talents, gifts, skills. What do you bring to the table, but maybe others don't? Are you a skilled communicator? A natural extrovert? Ability to focus just comes natural? Maybe you're a gifted storyteller. What do you inherently have to offer that makes you unique? Maybe it's your history, your knowledge base, your training, your education. What about those things separate you from the crowd? The who, that section is all about differentiation. What about these elements makes you different from all the other coaches out there? How about your network? Not just who you are, but who you are spending time around. This has a significant influence on the types of clients that you bring into your business and the way in which you structure it. It's very important you are incredibly clear about that one. Finances, it's another one. But don't believe the hype. Building a business can take time. I talk about that when I shared our business story on another video here in the coaching channel. But it took us 7 months before we had our first client. 7 months. Be very clear about your financial situation coming into your business. The great thing about starting a coaching business is the overhead's limited. So you can work another job if you'd like to pay the bills while you're building that business. However, we need to be clear about the financial situation coming in, or that could have a big impact on decisions we're making 6, 12, 18 months down the road. And you don't want to make decisions out of desperation. Finally, your schedule. Like several of the above, this might be a positive differentiator as you develop your business. Maybe you're planning on providing evening coaching sessions or weekend coaching sessions. Or maybe you simply need to be clear about what you're planning on doing out of the gate. Maybe you're planning on doing coaching between 10 and 2 every day. It's completely fine. A lot of coaches do that. But we want to be clear about that out of the gate, so as we develop the plan, it all fits together. So taking the time to seriously, carefully reflect on each of these things we've gone through, that sets the baseline for the fourth leg of the stool, which we'll discuss in a future episode here in this Business with Coaching series. That combination of those four will then lead into your defining statement. And that will drive a lot of your eventual business model. So thank you for joining us here on the Health, Wellness, Performance Coaching channel. If this type of information is helpful to you, please subscribe down below. Share it with some friends, some peers. If we get the sense that there is a strong interest in this type of thing, then we'll keep expanding the toolbox of resources that we're providing here. If you have questions, feel free to note them in the comment sections down below. We read every single one of them. We respond to most of them, and we try to do it relatively quickly. And if you have other topics you'd like us to cover, please note those in the comments down below as well, and we'll add those to the list. By the way, if you're a podcast fan, you might enjoy our partner program, the Catalyst Health, Wellness, and Performance Podcast. and we'll provide a link to that as well. This is Dr. Bradford Cooper signing off. I'll look forward to seeing you very soon at the Health, Wellness, and Performance channel. Thanks, everybody.